Hey everybody, there's a bunch of things broken in here, but when we fix everything, and you're only allowed to change the broken class down here, not the tests, it should print test 1, 100, test 2, 300. So let's come down here and take a look at broken. We got a private int number, private string name, and then when we create a broken object, we send over a name and an integer, and we set them, and then we have a method that updates the name, a method that updates the number, and we have a toString. So let's try running it and see what happens. Wah! All right, so this top thing is actually helpful. You're not allowed to use private or public inside of a method. So let's take that off. That's one error less. Here's another error. You're not allowed, let's see, this is down in the toString, return name plus n. This is a common error. There's no instance variable n. See, we have private int number, private string name. And down here in toString, I'm trying to use n. So I can only assume it was somebody thought about this n, or maybe the n that was when we did the constructor. But there is no variable n. I think what we mean here is number. So let's see what happens now. Yeah, so it got a little farther. In update number, well, let's. I don't even need to look at the compilers. Let's take a look at these things one at a time. On the constructor, so we're going to look at the constructor code. We have string name int n. We have number equals n, and we have name equals name. And so, folks, if you ever find yourself writing a line like name equals name, you are making a mistake. That's not good code. So you have two choices. You can use this keyword, this dot name. That means set the instance variable name to the temporary local variable called name. So this will work fine. Or I'll just get rid of it. Or use a different name, the name. I already used n, or I would have just used n. So you have to just generally use different variable names in the parameter list than your instance variables. That's the easiest way to avoid that sort of trouble. Now, let's look at update name. It receives a string named n, and then it says string name equals n. What's wrong with this? This is defining a new local variable called name and setting it to n, and then the variable's gone. It gets garbage collected, they call it. This variable name is not the one up here. It's just a temporary one. It's inside update name. So anyway, the way to fix this is to get rid of this word string. And let's take a look at update number. It receives an int n, and then here it's declaring a local variable called number and setting it to be equal to itself plus n. It doesn't even exist yet. So basically the error here is you don't want to be declaring a new variable called number. We have a variable called number up here. We're trying to update it with the number sent over. Now, I think it might all be working, but we'll see. Test 1, 100, test 2, 300. And yeah, that's what's supposed to come out. So sweet. Let's see if I can get the whole thing to show. The whole thing's shown. Here's our fixed class. There's different ways to fix it, but there you go.